Hi, this is Cynthia McCoy again, and in my first video I went through a comparison of pure black, which is very expensive, and the Russian Mumios that I acquired on eBay, and I told you that I would give you an update when I received the 10 kilograms of Mumio, of which this is probably a kilo, and that I was going to be sending samples of this to my brother to get his opinion of these different Mumios, and he was going to take some of these Mumios and take them to a laboratory that he works with and have them analyzed for purity and constituents. I want to tell you that he has lots of opinions on the Mumio, but the analysis is not completed. I think he just took some of the samples over there a few days ago. So I will do an update on this when an analysis comes back. But in the meantime, I wanted to tell you a couple of other things. Now, I told you that I loved pure black. I told you that I received this Mumio from Russia, and I told you that, I don't know, I think I told you it was my second favorite. This one, I don't know if you can see that, but this little one right here is my favorite. This and another one that I've gotten is really my favorite. I've used it for several months. Can use it several times a day in tiny quantities, and it always does me good. And my husband likes these too, and he's not a health food enthusiast, may I add. So I have not sent this to my brother primarily because I'm a little bit selfish and I love this so much. I figure he could get his own. But I'm going to tell you what his opinions are of some of the others. There was one I had in my first video, and I sent it to my brother, so I no longer have that bottle. It came in a plastic jar. And if you saw my first video, I said at that time I think that it was my third favorite. I didn't like it too much. It gave me a little bit of a headache. I have found that this one too, and I will say that that one that came in a plastic jar, my brother found that it was a little weaker than some of the others, and that if he used it too much, it kind of gave him a little tummy ache. This one he thought was good, pretty good, but again, if he used it for very long, he would get a little stomach ache. For me, if I used this one very long and the other one, which the plastic jar I no longer have, also gave me a headache. Actually, 3 of them have given me a little headache, but one of them that gives me a little headache, my brother absolutely loves. So I guess everyone's different. I think that it's possible that I might be sensitive to one of the plants that are fermented in this Mumio for 1,000,000 years. Probably the makeup of Mumio from every different location is probably slightly different, even though it may come from the Altai the mountains in Russia. It's probably a little different depending on where exactly you got it from. So maybe I'm just a little bit sensitive. I did receive 10 kilos of this because I got a marvelous price. It was $500, and somehow I let myself be talked into that. I thought this was fantastic at first. It gave me a lot of energy, but again, after a couple of days of using it, I had a real kind of a persistent low-grade headache, and I did not like it. And I went and took a little bit of my favorite one, and my headache cleared up right away, and I felt much better. And since that time, I really haven't used this. I did give it to my brother, this one. I just sent him another 4 pounds of it. And he loves it. He took it with him to Europe, and he said that he although normally he has a lot of jet lag when he gets there, flying directly from Denver to Holland in this case, he had no jet lag and felt terrific and managed to go all day, all night, and all day. I gave this one to my brother. He's been using it for a couple of months every day. He gives it to his wife, who is also not a health food enthusiast, and makes fun of both my brother and me for our little habits. But she likes it so much that if he forgets to give it to her, she reminds him. So it is pretty good. He loves this one. He took it with him to Europe, and he said he took a tiny bit a couple times on the plane ride, and when he got there, after going direct from Denver to Holland, he felt pretty good. He felt fine, he said. He really had no jet lag and was able to go a whole other day without taking a nap or doing anything. He was very impressed at how much energy that it gave him. Now, as I said, this one is my favorite. I got it from Israel, although it is also made in Russia. The supplier that I got it from did not have any more, and was not, as I understood it, was not quite sure whether he would be able to get any more. So I went ahead and I ordered another one from Moldova, and I will put on the bottom of this video, I will type in who sells it and where to get it. This is also, I have not been able to find this in a store or anything, in an internet store in Russia or in Moldova. This I got on eBay. It's quite inexpensive, and I think it's fantastic. It's great. And my husband, who is very, shall we say, taciturn, sort of your, well, he's like one of those old cowboys in a way. You know, he never says much of anything, but he says he's actually kind of, and this is a term I have never heard him use in my life, he says he's flabbergasted by this. He thought it was very, very good. And he likes it. He says that, well, he likes it a lot, let's put it that way. So this one I think is great. I think it's actually as good as this one that I like that came from Israel. However, I was able to find this, in case you wanted to try this, I was able to find this in a store in Russia, which is an internet store, and I ordered a bunch of it. This is what came. I ordered a kilo of it. Don't ask me why I'm stockpiling so much. Actually, what I'm concerned about is that relations between our two countries might worsen to the extent that I really can't get this, and so I am stockpiling some, and I'm giving some away, and so on. Anyway, I bought a kilo of this wonderful stuff, and I had it sent to me. It comes in 100-gram plastic packages. I can try to take it out for you, but it's a warm day, and if you're familiar at all with resin Mumio, you know what happens. Here, I'm pulling it out for the first time. That's kind of coming. Nope, nope. It actually opened a little bit, and it's stuck on the side. Oh yeah, it's opened. See? Oh dear. Well, what I will have to do, and what you should do if you have this problem, or if you have a problem with it in a plastic bag and you can't get it out, what you do is you put it in the refrigerator for just a little while, and it will harden up and it will come off. So that's kind of what I'm doing during the day. So I guess I'll just leave this like so for now. Anyway, I bought a kilo from this store. It cost me $167, including EMS shipping, which meant that I received it from Israel in less than 2 weeks, actually. And if you've ever ordered from Russia, you know that it takes months to get there, get where you are. You've probably forgotten you ordered it by the time you get it, and sometimes you might not get it. But this was perfect. It came really fast, and I'm thrilled. My Russian friends tell me that that is very expensive for Mumio, even including shipping. But compared for a kilo of it, compared to $89 or so for 30 grams from Pure Black, I think it is fantastic. Cost me $167, including a hefty amount for shipping via EMS. So I think, let's see, is there anything else I can tell you at this point about Mumio? Probably not at this point. I will give you an update, and I just want to tell you that I really do love it. If it is the one thing that I would keep with me at all times. It's not that every day I just feel like Superwoman. You do still get tired, or you could get a cold or something like that, but you feel like you have real reserves. I helped my daughter-in-law take care of their 3 kids when she had a broken arm, or had surgery on her arm rather, and couldn't use her right hand. And I did that for several weeks, and then I drove back with them non-stop. Took 27 hours in the car with 3 little kids. We slept not at all. We got here. There was still a lot to do, and there was a lot of excitement and a lot of people. We all came back together in the car, and it was a long trip. But I took my Mumio, and I felt quite good. I did very, very well. I was very happy about it, and I really love Mumio, and I hope you will try it, particularly if you can get some that doesn't cost as much as it costs here. Well, I'll talk to you soon about this when I get an update. Thanks.